Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Marnese Live Talkshow, a show where we can talk about social issues and life issues in order to make a positive change in our society. So tonight we will continue our conversation about Black economics. Last week we focused on Black entrepreneurship, but today we're going to focus more on Black money and also entrepreneurship. And so tonight we have two wonderful Black women who are leading in Black money, Black economics, and we're going to talk to Sister Mary Evans and Sister Gail Perry Mason. So let's welcome them in to the Marnese Live Talk Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Marnese Live Talk Show.
Hello.
Nice to see you all. How's it going?
Everything is going good for me so far, you know, slow, a little slower than I would like it to be, but at least I'm moving, and I'm happy to say that.
Thank you, Sister.
It's Thankful Thursday.
Yeah.
So I am thankful for everything that is going on. I'm thankful I'm here with Mary, that we reconnected.
Yes.
And I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful that you're doing this. So it's Thankful Thursday. So we got to count our blessings during this pandemic. We got to count our blessings that, you know, families coming together and count our blessings for our health, basically.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna start coining that Thankful Thursdays. I had to do my gratitude list today, and I'm like, So thanks so much, and thanks so much for lifting up family, because to be quite honest, family is what keeps a lot of us grounded. I can speak to that personally, and so I am out here thanking everyone for just being here and just showing up. And I want to thank you too for showing up and being part of the Marnese Live Talk Show. So for our viewers, and thanks everyone for tuning in to the Marnese Live Talk Show. You can go ahead and share this, and of course like this on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. But I would like to know.
Oh, wait a minute, you're all over? How did you get to do this? You're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, really?
Yes, YouTube trying to get the followers up, but Instagram is growing, and Twitter, I like Twitter, but you know, I'm trying to get like Mary out here.
Oh, look at you. I'm so proud of you. That's great.
And we're gonna definitely talk about the SOS Talk Show a little bit later, but where are you all from? Let everybody know where you're from, and then what are some businesses or economical things that you are working on right now that you can tell us?
I'll let you go, Gail.
Let me go first. Okay. All right. So I'm from Detroit, born and raised in Detroit, right here. Matter of fact, a lot of people know my story. You know, I was left at the hospital. My biological mother left me there because of race. And so after that, you know, I went to foster care, and then eventually, you know, I got into a home, which was a blessing, with an awesome Black woman and her mom. So what a blessing. So anyway, so that's where my roots are, and that's where my love is. It's in Detroit. Detroit raised me. Detroit came and got me, and that's all I know. So that's my blessing. And it was a divine connection. So, and then things I'm working on now, I did my money camp this summer. I did it virtually. It was amazing, which I was surprised because I've never done anything virtually. And it's like, oh my God, I got to get this, you know, there's so much to do it virtually, but we made it happen. And I personally packed like over 200 bags for my young investors. And so I'm so blessed that I had the best young investors across the country. Now, this time I'm doing something in October, November, December, because I want to carry it on. I need to do something. You know, my thing is what I do for a living and what I do for a life. What I do for a living, yes, I deal with money and all that stuff. But what I do for a life is I want to make a difference. And so matter of fact, I have a call tomorrow. And I came up with an idea that I need to do something for Christmas, because every year I'm born in December, and every year I take a lot of foster care kids and I give gifts to. So this year I was trying to figure out something different to do. And so I just called up some of my connections from like Baron Davis and all these different people from all over the country, and was like, can you help me? And so how we're going to do this. So I'm having the call tomorrow. So I'm really looking, instead of business and increase that way, I want to increase my giving during this pandemic. And it's not about having money. It's about increasing what I can give to my friends, my time, calling, doing everything. And I don't know, I mean, you probably can't see my whiteboard behind me, but I do love calls every day. So I do love calls, and matter of fact, I'll pull it around when Mary's talking. I'll put my board up. But what I try to do, and then now I'm sleeping outside with the homeless again this year. So I'm trying to do that. So it's not about increasing my business, but it's about increasing other lives, because it's what really matters. And so that's, I think, is the best investment. So anyway, Mary, you want to go ahead? While you're talking, I'm gonna move my little whiteboard around so you can kind of see what I do, my love calls and all that stuff. So anyway.
You mentioned you were born in December?
Yes.
What's your birthday? Me and Mary are December babies too.
Yes.
Get out of here. Mary, what's your birthday?
December 18th.
Really? My son's the 21st. I'm the 4th.
Oh,
Marnese, what is yours?
the 6th.
Get out of here. We got to celebrate. Okay.
Yes.
We're all Sagittarius on the line.
Yes, all of us. So perfect. Okay.
Awesome.
All
I'm
right,
gonna move my little board around while you guys are talking.
All
So
right.
go ahead, Mary.
all right, Mary.
Hey. Well, I'm working on several things. You
Okay.
made a point when you said things that you can mention. Some things I can't talk about yet.
Mhm.
That'll be rolling out in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
But
Okay.
as you know, my baby was downtown Pontiac, your emerging space. I came 2 years ago, opened up a co-op space where you can come, have mailbox rental, rent the space for parties, weddings, fashion shows, talk shows. We did it all downtown Pontiac, 7 North Saginaw Street. I have a non-emergency transportation business I've been doing 21 years. Majestic Specialized Homes was a home for traumatic brain injury clients I did for 18 years. I just closed that during the pandemic. I lost a lot, I gained a lot, but I just couldn't keep that going. So I'm working on the transportation company. What I found is that during the pandemic, you just have to be creative, think out of the box. Before we shut down, I started, the SOS show, talk show downtown Pontiac, a live show selling our audience. After the pandemic, of course, we couldn't have the live audiences anymore. And guess what? I had to figure out this virtual show thing, which is totally new for me. Everything that happened on the computer, if they did anything, I had assistants, they worked for me, they did everything for me. This has forced me to learn how to do things I never thought I would be doing, didn't even want to do. I'd rather pay somebody to do it. But new things, I'm like, Gail said, I'm so thankful. We took the show virtual. We could no longer do it in-house, but I have met some amazing people all over the world. And matter of fact, the show has grown 5 times since we have been in the pandemic.
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
So you both have multiple streams of income. Why is that important, especially for Black women? There's power in Black women in regards to voting, where we are the #1 who are getting our degrees. We're holding down the household, single parent or not. So why is it important for Black women to have multiple streams of income?
Well, I personally think that, all Black women, African-American women, we don't need to shop on Fifth Avenue. We need to have 5 avenues of income at all times.
Yes.
So I think, we need to be creative. And we all have, everybody in the world, whether you're Black, white, whatever, you have a God-given gift. But as Black women, we got to balance it more. We got to say, hey, I can take care of the kids, I can take care of the husband, I can take care of everybody, and still, bring in the income. And that's what we're good at doing. I mean, you talk about a Proverbs woman, that comes down to a Proverbs woman is what we get up before daylight, we get up before the sun gets up, and then we start working and start making things happen. So there's so many things that women can do. And I just want to say this, that it's important, #1, that we just don't do, you cannot get wealthy off your wages. That's #1. So you have to turn your passion into your payment. So turn your contacts into contracts. So you have to do that. So then you have to say, hey, this is my gift. I know one lady, I read about this one lady, and she loved to make cornbread. And she made cornbread with jalapeno peppers and all this stuff. And she was in foreclosure down south, and ended up making this cornbread and selling it and selling it and selling it. And now she's still doing very well. But she got her house out of foreclosure, ended up making money, turned the whole thing into, so we've got to we can be so creative. Black women are creative, we're resourceful, we can work together. And I think we need to be more resourceful than what we are. We need to use what we already have. We need to use it. Everything we have, we need to use it. I know so many Black women now that are even going online to the Posh, they're just selling things. They're like, oh, I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna do this. And then Black women too. Black women are investors. Black women sit on boards. When we're allowed to. So Black women do so many different things to get paid. So we need to take what we do and shine and, and create increase. But the thing is, but then we need to share it too. I think you get more when you share, of course. So we need to share, like, I know some women become mediators. And I don't know if you know what a mediator, because they have a mediation school at OCC, different places, but you get paid to give your opinion. Black women like to give their opinion on different cases, different issues. Go ahead and do it. Black women like to give their opinion when it comes to shopping. You can become a mystery shopper. Black women like to give their opinion when it comes to, so many different things. Get focus groups, get paid, join a focus group, do something. Always have more income versus if come. So you always want to make sure you got more income like coming in than going out at all times.
Oh my gosh, I like that. And you mentioned something about, of course, passion to payment, context into contracts, and you said five streams of income. How do we?
5 streams. Mm-hmm.
How do you do that with work-life balance? And if you have children, if you have a husband, if you have a social life or extracurricular life.
Okay, let me just say this.
How are you balancing?
I found out when I met my biological mother that after my mother died, the person who raised me died, my mom, that's my real mom. So after she passed away, I went and met my biological mom. Then I found out my biological father is Jamaican. She's white, he's Jamaican. And I'm like, oh my God, this will work a lot of jobs. But we do not have to work like a Jamaican, like I do all the time. So we do not have to do that. You can get passive income. There's so many ways you can get passive income. So that's when it comes to, of course, investing. Yeah. So you can do different things to get passive. You could take pictures, post them up on iStock Photo, Etsy, all these different places. You can take pictures of different things. Pinterest, everybody will buy your pictures. So it's like, what's making money while you're sleeping? Black women and all women need to make money while they're asleep. What is making money while you're asleep? Is somebody paying you rent? Is the stock market making you money? Is real estate, of course, making you money? Am I selling something online? Am I selling my pictures online? There's so many different things that you can do. You can make money while you're sleeping. So you do not have to actually exchange dollars for hours. You don't actually have to work. So you can have 5 avenues of income that you create where you're not there. You can create a t-shirt and sell it online. You could write a book and get royalties. You could do so many different things and, sell it on Kindle while you're, so it's so many different things you can do. So,
okay. So Mary, I would like to definitely bring you into this, question, because I know you have multiple projects going on. You mentioned transportation. You got the co-op center in Pontiac, and you have I remember you had like this youth entrepreneurship thing going on. Why is it important for Black women to have multiple streams of income?
Yeah, and the program that you're speaking of is called Young Entrepreneur Squad Foundation. So when you talk about streams of income, you mentioned how can you make that happen because we're only one person. Most people think of multiple streams as actually working, hard labor working, because that's what we're used to. I give you an example. In the transportation business, I pick up clients that have been in motor vehicle accident or workman's comp clients, right? We typically roll from 7 o'clock in the morning to maybe 6 p.m. at night. I have 14 vehicles. So I could take those same cars and rent those cars out to individuals that want to do Uber or packaging services, delivering letters for attorneys. So that's 2 streams with 1 vehicle. Guess what? I still have the same insurance payment, and I could take that one business and get 3 streams of income out of that one business and make the money while in Atlanta, on the beach, Miami. My money does not stop no matter where I'm at. So you always want to have an income where your business is always making money for you, and you don't have to be involved in working in the labor process of doing that. So I find that when I was doing the group home, I will house you, and I had to have staff 24 hours, 7 days a week. So I own the homes and the clients come live in my homes. But I also started a service right up under that same business where if you were home and your mom needed help, I will send an employee to your house. So you see how I took that one business and made multiple incomes out of one business, and the money never stops. I think it's so important for Black women to have multiple incomes, because my passion is leaving a legacy and building generational wealth. In order to do that, you will have to have multiple streams. A 9-to-5 will not allow most people to leave a legacy through generational wealth, because we need that money to convert over to investments.
Okay, so with all these different streams of income, do one business suffer if you're not paying that much attention to it? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Because
I understand. So for me, when you have your hiring process, I find that some businesses put the wrong people in charge, wrong people not in the right position. Sometimes we hire families because we feel obligated. I have my transportation business. I don't really touch that. I have 2 amazing assistants and supervisors. Now, I always tell business, you always watch your money. So no check can go through my banking account. No, I have to go in and sign off on everything. But when you hire the right person and you train them correctly, you don't have to worry about the business suffering. One of the biggest things that I had a problem with is giving up my business. After being in business with the alternative, after 6 years, the business grew where I could not do everything. So I had a company come in and evaluate my business, and I'm very well known with attorneys, case managers, and hospitals as giving good service. One of the things she taught me, I never forget, she said, Mary, think of yourself as you juggling balls. She said, right now you keeping the balls in the air. If you don't learn how to let someone else come in and help you, the ball's gonna start dropping on top of your head. There's no way you would keep the reputation you have. So from that day forward, I said, okay, if I have to bring someone in to help, I know it's very important to train, give them the best training. You never slack on training. Some people give training a couple of days because they want to spend that training money. Training is the most important thing you can do. And because of that, I can live and not have to worry about that one particular business suffering. And I have an open door. You can always call me. All of my case managers, all attorneys have my direct number, and my employees know that. And if you treat them good, with respect and fairly, they represent the business like it's yours.
Right. Gail, did you have a comment before I go into?
Yeah, I just love what Mary is saying. So, Mary, did you ever go through the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program?
And I just received the email of, you guys know Tina Williams from QT Business Solutions. She's going through it right now. She said, Mary, you need to go.
So I need you. That's what I was going to say. I need you to go through that program. So I can send you I have the application right now. I'm going to send you the application. So I need you to go through that program. And I don't know, Marnese, do you know about this program?
No, I didn't.
So it's called the Goldman Sachs 10,000. Paul Jones is the one it used to be Camille, and Camille Banks is like amazing. It used to be her running this program, and now Paul Jones is handling this program. So it's in Detroit. It's at Wayne State University.
Amazing.
So, and I guess now it's going to be virtually, but it's just it's every Friday or every other Friday. Oh my God. So they invest $60,000, like basically in you, and they take your business to another level. So I need you, Mary, done. Like you're getting it. I'm going to call Paul. Like, I need you to fill out this application. I'm going to send it to you within 24 hours. I need you to call Paul. I'm going to call Paul. And let him know.
Deal, Bill. I'm going to do that.
I need them to invest in you. So this way, what you're talking about is like, with different businesses and looking at it and whatever. So the thing is, everybody, and this is what I believe, is every person needs their own personal board of directors. So on your board of directors, you need a Goldman Sachs. You need people you don't even know. Like, girl, Warren Buffett's on mine, Melody Hobson's on mine. They don't even know they're on my board. But I have board of directors where success leaves clues. So you have to look at success leaves clues. So you always get successful people on your personal board of directors. So
Okay.
even though they might not know it, but I have different people on my personal board of directors just to say, hey, I got to go to them for this. I got to.
Okay. I like
Everybody's
that.
looking at them. So, and even institutions on there, whether it's JP Morgan Chase, whether it's Goldman Sachs, because they all have different things. You need a credit union on your board. Everybody needs a credit union on their board of directors. Everybody needs a mortgage company, a real estate company, a payroll company, a life coach, a spiritual person, a person that can help you get in shape, a person that can help you, a mentor. You're never too old for a mentor. You're never too young for a mentor.
Absolutely.
So I think, so you need to like start creating your personal board of directors.
Okay.
You need this Goldman Sachs program. I mean, you have to have it.
Okay. Thank you,
Marnese, I'll say it to you too. It's the most amazing program. So anyway, that's what I was gonna say. So
well, that's actually a good pointer for new business owners to actually think about it and frame it that way, because you wouldn't even think to have all these people who you may not even know to help you advance. But just to think about that though, I want to move into this conversation about capitalism, which is our economic and political system that we are operating in for profit, right? And I want to know from you all perspective, is it a good thing for Black people to embrace this type of economic system in order for us to move forward in America, right? Because Black people, we're at the bottom economically as a whole, right?
Yes.
And so it's like, should we use the same tools that they use on us to exploit us, to advance us? Does that make sense? Because I hear these talks like, well, socialism may be an idea for us. However, will socialism advance Black people? So I just want to get your thoughts on capitalism, because when we're talking about business, some people may not agree with Black capitalism. Is it wrong or is it right? I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Well, when I think of capitalism, I think of when you think of product, money, product. If you go to a farm or and you have eggs and you sell the eggs, you get the money, then you go buy milk. So you keeping the money going. When you think of capitalism, is more or less, nobody's held accountable because it's money, product, more money. Mm-hmm. And I think when you're not held accountable, you don't worry about the world, you don't worry about the climate control, is people eating, starving, the homeless. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's a good thing. I think that we have to be held accountable for what's going on. And when your main goal is money, mm-hmm. it just takes away everything. There's no morals, there's nothing, because all you worried about your bottom line is money.
I agree. Exchanging dollars for hours. But my problem is, and let me just say this, I teach a money camp for the last 25 years. So the thing I teach them, the first thing is, don't ever love anything that can't love you back. Yes. Money cannot love you back.
No.
And I think capitalism is when you put money, capital over human capital.
Yes.
So I think human capital comes first. And I'm sorry, that's what I believe. So I teach these young people starting, elementary school, middle school, and high school. We divide them up like stocks, small cap, mid cap, and large cap. And I teach them that to become value investors. So we talk about investing, but the value investor means to value yourself, then value each other.
Right.
Then you value the dollar after you value the community. But we talk about stimulus checks. Everybody's worried, am I getting another stimulus check? No, the real stimulus check, we need to check ourselves mm-hmm. and spend our money with Black people. We need to spend our money with each other. We need to spend our money with Black-owned businesses. No, that's the real check that we need. We need a checkup when it comes to that. Yeah. No, it's not about getting a stimulus check from the government. That's really our own tax dollars. Are you really saying we think we're getting something? And then we think Trump is giving it to us? That is just, you have no clue how it's just, I'm totally upset over this situation. So we need to circulate our dollar, of course, more, but then also we need to value our dollar more. Like, oh, hey, we need to put a GPS on our money. Our money should never be homeless. Okay, I'm gonna save this bit, and I'm gonna turn around, whether it's at First Independence Bank, Urban Bank, wherever we're gonna save it, save it, have different places. And then we're gonna turn around and then we're gonna say, let me follow my money, I'm gonna follow it like I'm following, a boyfriend cheating. Like, hey, where you going?
That's a good example, Gail.
Hey, where you going? Like, where you going? Oh, you leaving now? Oh, where you going? Oh, you're not going to spend your money.
You have to.
At, right here at Somerset, when you could spend it on, Avenue of Fashion, so we can go here and we can get the same thing. So no, we need to start checking ourselves, checking where we're spending our money, doing that. So I think, we need to look at that. And then, there's nothing wrong with, the big picture with, spending money. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with spending money at Somerset, but watch where you spend your money.
Right.
Watch where we spend it with each other. So when you talk about capitalism, when you talk about, so we are left behind with on so many different levels. Yes. But the thing is, we could go to the next level if we come together, if we do things together. I know Mike is on here watching, and I think Mike is the one who can really talk about this, to be honest with you. But he can talk about it much better than I can, let me tell you. Much better than I can. But I'm just about, this is what I teach my children. This is what I teach, and I'm talking about, a few hundred children every summer, and now every month I'm doing it. But I want to teach them, how to circulate the dollar. And, in real capitalism, we go out to Warren Buffett shareholders meeting. He didn't start making his money until he was 50. He gives back. He helps. He was 50 years old. Now he's one of the wealthiest men in the entire world. And guess what? He believes that. His secretary should not pay more taxes than him. What Warren Buffett believes in. I always say success leads schools. Like I said, Warren Buffett's on my board of directors. I love how he spends his money. He doesn't give his money different. He gives his money to people who need it. And he looks for people who look like us. So no, I'm anyway, never mind. I'm going to my soapbox.
But you know what, Gail, you made a great point. I was doing some studying, and I used this example when I was teaching the kids. When you look at think of a Chinese restaurant, if you go in there, you will never see a Black employee. You will never see.
I know that's right.
An employee, and when they buy their goods and services, they don't even have to know each other. When they are ordering, they will come together with other businesses that's doing the same thing that they're doing, so they can order in bulk and drive the price down. Everything that you touch in a Chinese restaurant comes from a Chinese company. They're not going to buy their chopsticks from us, their napkins from us, so they keep their money right in the circle down to the toilet paper. They're going to find a company that's Chinese to buy from them whatever their needs are. They don't look at each other. And the same thing with the beauty shops. If I need 20 ponytails and blonde, they're going to call each other and say, are you ordering the same thing? The more you buy, it drives the cost down. That's why when you hear people say, I don't want to go to a Black shop because it costs more. Yes, it costs more because you're not there spending your money. So I can't buy 10 pallets. I can only afford to buy a half a pallet. So that means that my price is going to be higher. When you shipping over from China, you drive the price down by how high you can fill those pallets. It makes a difference. And a lot of times we don't understand it. We rather go right down the street because it's 30 cents less, when all you have to do is help our Black businesses by spending the money so I can get a better price and I can roll it to you.
And Jewish people do the same thing. They will not, they make it a point, and Chinese people make it a point never to let their dollars circulate in the African American community.
Yes.
So people go out of their way to not let their dollars circulate in the African American community.
Absolutely.
So you gotta look at it that way too. It's like they'll turn around. I know they will talk about, we make Cartier glasses. Yes. They cost, $25 to make, and then they sell them to us for however much Cartier glasses cost.
$1,000.
$1,000, whatever it is. And then we're killing each other over. They said, That's why we will never circulate. Because I listened to some guy named Rabbi Metza before, and he was talking about different things like that. And it was just like, now I understand, when I was listening to him. So the thing is, like I said, success leaves clues. Go talk to other cultures.
Yes.
Go talk to somebody that's Jewish. Go talk to somebody that's Chinese. So facts and knowledge and research is a key. Like, would you ever spend your money with us as African Americans? First thing they'll say is, no. Even if they can't speak English, they'll be like, no. They'll say it in a heartbeat. They know how to say no.
So how do we shift this type of thinking? Because it starts with us, right? So how do we shift Black people to, if we go to a restaurant and their cheeseburger costs like $5 more than what you get at McDonald's, for example, I'm just using that example. How do we shift that thinking for Black people that we have to really invest into our Black community or our Black businesses? How do we shift that type of thinking? Because what you're saying, I hear a lot, but I don't think people really are buying into that, right? Like how?
Well, let me say, that's why I did my money camp this summer. Okay. I do my money camp every year. We built a Black Wall Street this year. So what we did was, whether it was They Say, Cooking with Q, what's the restaurant? Oh my God, the restaurant in Southfield is Black owned, the sushi kind of like restaurant. So anyway, it's always, so I ended up in Sweetwater, Sweet Potato Sensations, Edify, all of them. So we ended up creating our own Black Wall Street. Okay. So, and then the people who are in Boston, Africa, Canada, wherever, I cash out them money for my money camp. We did a big Zoom dinner, like 500 people on a Zoom dinner, but everything they ate had to come from a Black-owned restaurant. So I personally, we went and we paid for all the food. They had to pick it up, whatever. But that's how we created our own Black Wall Street. So on that day, it was just like, oh, no, we're not eating nothing. Now it's going to a Black-owned restaurant. And, and Donovan Sue owns restaurants in Detroit, the Park, and, in Campus Marshes. Different people own different restaurants. We need to know, like, okay, who owns this? When I go places now, I'm like, who owns this place? We're gonna find out who. So, I mean, we need to be more knowledgeable and not like, oh, this place got good ribs. Yes. This place got good, because somebody was saying Layla's or somebody in Capitol Park has good ribs. I don't know if it's Black owned or not, but we need to start just being more mindful. And the only way we can do it, I start with the kids. I can't do it with adults. Exactly what we're so hard-headed and we don't listen. So I'm like, let me just start with the babies and let's just get this done. And I'm just trying to change their mindset of circulating our dollars, spending with one another. And I think that that's my assignment, my ministry is to do that. But when it comes to adults, sometimes it's more difficult because we have our own way of thinking.
Yes. So Mary, and it's hard to change that. So Mary, I feel the same way.
Mary, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you that same question, but I also want to know, what are some successes to being a great entrepreneur? Even though you can expand on that same question, like how do we change that narrative? Because I see you having your youth entrepreneur program. Sorry, I forgot the name, but I wanted to make sure that, because you guys kind of got some parallels. You talk about youth ministry, and so it's like, hey, maybe we should refocus on that. What are your thoughts?
I definitely feel like, Gail, when it comes to the kids, and I didn't always feel that way because I sort of wanted to, you had a heart that you just want to help everyone. And the more that I ran the Young Entrepreneur Squad Foundation and dealing with adults, I have a 10-year-old grandson who is launching his online program teaching kids business. Once I start seeing that it's hard to change the mindset the older you become, in my opinion. And I always say, and I pray to God, I say, Lord, if I never see the change in my lifetime, I know that if I start impacting the children, my kids, grandchildren, your grandkids, they can live a different life. And it's called leaving a legacy. Leaving a legacy is not just about money. It's not just about money. So I'm like, Gil, I really believe that I was put here to inspire and motivate anybody that would listen in regards to leaving a legacy and building generational wealth. But what makes me happy is to know that I will impact this world by instilling it in the children, because each one teach one. And if we start with the next generation, if we never see it, I'm happy knowing that it can be change made, even if I'm not here to see that change.
Thank you, Mary. And to go back to Gail, could you talk a little bit more about your money basics? And then Mary, you can talk more about your young entrepreneur squad, the money basics, because what is the youngest age you should start talking to your children about money? I hear Boyce Watkins. I don't know if you tune into what he talks about.
My grandson takes his class. Do
Okay.
you want to be a millionaire? So that's
Boyce is great. Yeah, wonderful man.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is, I think you should start teaching them as soon as they know about money.
Absolutely.
So I have a jar that in my money camp I give everyone, and on that jar I put life on it. I make them write life on it. So I send everybody in my money camp, I mailed them all these jars, so they had to pick them up. And life means living in financial freedom every day. So whether they're 4 years old, 5 years old, or 50 years old, we always need to make more deposits in life than withdrawals, so you'll never be in the negative. So you keep making deposits. So every day somebody needs to make a deposit. I don't care if it's a dime, I don't care if it's $1, I don't care what it is, make a deposit. So I think money basics, I think some of the best websites to learn money basics is Nerd Wallet, Mint.com, Stash, Acorn. I mean, there's so many different ways that right now there's so many finance buzz. Go to those websites. There's different ways to save. Ally.com. I mean, there's so many different websites that you can go to. Everything right now, everybody's on the internet. Instead of like going to see how many likes I got on Instagram, see how much interest I can get paid here. Mm-hmm. So, paying interest is not in your best interest, but receiving interest is the only time it's better to receive than to give. Mm-hmm. So go to different places. Stop just being on social media for likes and this and that. Yes. Use the internet to create income. And number one, too, if you're not going to get paid, I remember I get reached out all the time, like, oh, can you be an influencer? Can you do this? We'll pay you $1,000 to put this up, blah, blah, blah. We'll pay you money to put this up. So people will do that to people, but everything, because, I'm doing the I Am Forever 39 now. So the middle-aged woman, people are coming after the middle-aged woman now, which is me. And which is like our age group, Mary.
Right.
Not you, Marnese, you're too young. So anyway, but the middle-aged women, like people look at us. So, so I ended up creating a book club for middle-aged women called I Am Forever 39. So with I Am Forever 39, our book club, we don't read not one book. We just read numbers. And our numbers are our BMI, our health, our blood pressure, our credit score, our net worth, our things that really, things that will matter to us. So we need our health and our wealth. And then of course we read the alcohol content and wine too. But anyway, because we drink too. So anyway, so that's what we do. So, but the thing is, so that's what our Forever 39 book club is all about. It's all about numbers don't lie. So we got to look at different things too when it comes to wealth creation, different things like that. We have to know our numbers. We have to know where we're starting. And like you said, money basics, know where you are and then know where you want to go. So that's where it comes to, no matter what age, whether you're middle age, whether you're older, whether you're a senior citizen, it doesn't matter. Whether you're 5 years old, you need to make more deposits in life. You're never too old to make a deposit into yourself, pay yourself first. You're never too old to make a deposit in someone else. And then of course, pay your bills. Anyway, I talked enough. Go ahead, Mary, sorry.
Oh my God. So yeah, Gail, you're right. I believe in paying yourself first. I didn't understand that years ago, and people would say, I can't afford to pay myself first. You can't afford not to pay yourself first.
You got that right, yeah.
Tell people, open up 2 different accounts, one at a credit union, one at a bank. And I talked this to my nephews as well, and they now are in their 20s. And we started this when they were in their teens, and they always say that's the best thing I could have taught them, because money that you're not getting in your pocket, you just don't think about it. Like I have a couple accounts, some of them, matter of fact, I check on them from time to time. I'll be like, boy, not that I'm saving so much at each one, but I have it come direct deposit out of my account. So
That's
I never
that's the
look at
key.
the money.
Yeah.
I never look at it. And when I tell you, you really forget you have it. Like you just, if it come out first, you don't have to worry about saving it. And the other thing I was going to say is that we have to start with our kids as young as you possibly can. Amari, my grandson, started his first business at 5 years old. We have pictures of him. It was a lemonade stand, and I went about a fancy lemonade stand. My friends was like, yeah, me, that's your grandbaby, because my baby had a table with some pictures on it.
Oh,
and,
I'm sure you had a fancy one.
yeah, I had a fancy, he was selling potato chips, and I had a lemonade stand built out of cardboard. That's what I did.
Mhm.
So from the first time that he did his first business, you know what we did? We counted the money. We opened up a bank account. And from the first time I taught him, you have to save. You can't make money and spend everything that you make. And we started doing pop-up gift shops around. We were invited to a couple.
No.
You guys know Tanya Allen? I know you know Tanya Allen.
Which one? From Skillman or from Forever Fresh?
Forever Fresh.
Okay, all right.
Was the first one that invited us to a large event where she let me bring in 5 of the kids and from Young Entrepreneur Squad Foundation. And the first thing they did when they came in, I told mothers, we have to get a bank account. And so each child is taught from the beginning that you save, you can't just spend every penny, and teach them as young. And I don't think my grandson necessarily understood that at 5, but at 10, he has a clear understanding. So you just keep implementing.
No, it needs to become a habit. So
yes.
Influence, of course, but we need to create habits.
Yes.
And we have created bad habits because we never talk about money around the dining room table.
Right.
We never talk about money at the kitchen table. Yes. We never talk about money all the time. So we need to create more habits. You're absolutely right. I agree.
Yes, we have to.
I have a question about that, like creating habits of talking about money. It's like talking about money, boot camp, finances. It's scary, right? Because if you think about where we live, you live in Detroit, you live in Pontiac, we have demographics of low to moderate income people. So even talking about, investing, multiple streams of income can kind of be scary. So how would you even start this conversation with people who may like, I can't do that. That's not obtainable, right? Like,
well, you know what? I've learned you can't tap dance about it. How do you start it? You just start it.
Okay.
We don't have time anymore to figure out how do we start a conversation that's so important. Mm-hmm. There's no more tap dancing. The economy is bad. Black folks, we just need to know. We just need to have that conversation. And I don't tiptoe around it. Right. When I have family members say, I can't afford, I can name 4 things off a bet that they bought that they could have been saving money. So once you know from that, and I'm sort of known, they know I love them, nieces, nephews, cousins, they know I love them. But, I just look at everything. Yeah, you can't afford it because you just bought that $300 pair of glasses when you could have purchased some look just as nice for $50. We afford what we want. I even use Starbucks. Starbucks, we have people that stop at Starbucks every single morning and spend $4 or $5 on a cup. Look at your face. That must be you.
Not every day. I promise.
I mean, they spend $30 a week on coffee. You understand what I'm saying? You know where I go? McDonald's when I do go, which is $1.03. $5 a day on coffee, but you tell me you can't save money. It's no excuse for not saving, in my opinion.
No, I hear you.
You know what we need, and this is what I do. I've been robbed a few times, and that's just a whole other story, so I'm not gonna talk about that. But I could tell this guy was getting ready to rob me at a gas station. So I was pumping my gas, and this guy, how they look around first, and they look, and they case you out. So I was like looking at the side of my eyes, like, oh my God, get this gas, let me get out of here. So I couldn't get the pump out in time. So the guy started towards me, and I was like, hi, how are you? And I said, you look like an entrepreneur. And he stopped in his tracks, and I was like, you look like an entrepreneur. And he said, and he looked at me like, and I said, you remind me, you're same age as my son. I could tell. I said, so do you want to be an entrepreneur? What do you want to do? He said, I do. And I actually stopped him from robbing me and talked about becoming an entrepreneur. But the thing is that we can do too is not only that. So what I do now, when I go out and I see these guys out and, you know, wherever, when we at the mall or whatever, when I see somebody who looks like me and I feel comfortable, like, look, they can be my son. So I sort of say, they'll be like, oh, I'm nothing but polo, this, polo. I'm like, do you play polo? And they was like, no. I said, do you know what polo is? And they're like, not really. And I said, well, do you know how much the company costs? And they're like, no. I said, so it costs less than what you have on. I said, do you own it? And they're like, no. And I said, give me your information.
Wow.
I'm gonna make sure you own this. Like, no, you gotta, if you're gonna wear this out like this, I said, you look good in it. Please don't get me wrong. So I never downplay them. Never like put them down for, you know, buying it or whatever.
Oh.
I'm like, but you gotta own it too. They said, I can own it. I'm like, yeah, I need you to get the stash out. I said, put your phone out right now. Get your phone out. Get the stash out.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, let me see. I said, so really, if you would have walked in a Ralph Lauren store, it had a stash card and walked out, you would own the company. If you walked in Nike, you could own it. You could buy. So, and I'm not on here talking about buying stocks, of course. Let me put my disclaimer out here. Don't want to buy my firm to look at and say, you're talking about.
That's next week.
But the thing is, so I will actually stop young men and young women going in Victoria's Secrets.
Mhm.
Oh, I only wear this, going in Tiffany, going whatever. I would do the same thing to them. Like, oh my God, you love Tiffany. Oh my God, you love Versace. Oh my God, you love blah, blah, blah. You love, you know, whatever. And I was like, it looks so good on you. Like, that's what you need. But not only do you need it, you need to own it. This is what I need you to do. And they were like, I can own it? And it just like really sparks it. I promise you, I've never had one person, no matter whether they were trying to rob me or whether they were trying to just be there, they've never been disrespectful. And that's what I gotta say, as African Americans, if we approach each other in the right way, we're not disrespectful. We only are disrespectful if you approach like, hey, what you, like, really, you got on all that? Really, for what? Why you spend all your money on that? No, you say, oh no, that looks good on you. But do you own, you know, so I mean, we gotta, it's all in the presentation, it's all in the approach, it's all, so we can change the mindset, we can. And, you know, and I try to work at it daily, but I think we can do this. We can
I do too, Gail.
Oh, I know we can. So yes, I'm working on this one thing tomorrow. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. I got this big conference call tomorrow. So, you know, for Christmas with the Sony PlayStation and a new Microsoft thing coming out. So I'm trying to get the kids that, plus own the company, plus do this. So I'm working with like some people out of LA, and I got a great conference call tomorrow. And I'm so blessed that maybe we can bless kids in Detroit.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm working on that. So I'm praying we can do this. And so that's what we need to do. We need to show them, you know, we can show them. We are like St. Louis, you know, show me, you know.
And it's all about show, Gail, because, you know, we were on the part about investments. So I picked up 8 lots in Pontiac, and I always talk about investments to the kids, but I was able to drive them to the lots, let them walk on there. So you see when ownership, and when you can, they can see it, you know, they can see, feel, and touch what you're teaching them. You know what I'm saying? I talked to them about buying gold and silver. So I showed them my gold and showed them the silver. It makes a difference when you can not only teach it to them, but when they can see it, feel it, touch it. It's a different experience, and they when you're teaching it to them.
And art too. Art is another thing too. And a lot of our babies are artists. They have a natural gift. When I see my babies can draw and all that, I'm like, oh my God. Like they're like our next artists. I make people get their autograph. Like, and I ask them, oh my God, can I get your autograph? I mean, I will ask our young people, artists, like, let me get your autograph, because I know
like that.
I say, I know they're going to be somebody. We have to instill confidence. We have to instill self-esteem. We cannot stop putting each other down for wearing things, for different things. We have to start instilling love, kindness, self-esteem, all of that. That is the best investment.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And that's actually a really great takeaway. I wanted to definitely give a shout out to the viewers watching. Hey, Gail. Hi, Michael. Hi, Leah. Hi, Melinda. How you doing? Hi, David. So thanks so much for watching the Marnese Live Talk Show. But what can you offer some takeaways to make sure that you said investing in yourself and the youth? Is there anything you can offer for best practices as being an entrepreneur as we wrap up in the next 5 to 7 minutes?
Um,
Mary, you want to go?
yes, I would say to any business owners is just remember your employees, respect, honor them because they are your business. And we always have to remember this. The same thing that you do to get a customer, you have to do that and more to keep them. It's almost like a relationship to me when you're in business. Have you ever heard the saying, sometimes my husband would tease me, when I first met you, boy, you used to cook, then flip out, flipping hamburgers, come home, clean the house, cook the bacon, and I'll be like, okay, I'm tired. But business is like a relationship.
Mhm.
In business you want to keep going is that you have to always date your business. I can use that, you always. And we spend so much time working sometime in the business and not on the business. And for the business to grow, we have to step out of it and work on it. When you spend so much time working in it, you can't grow the business. You know what I'm saying? And always remember, customers can go anywhere and spend their money. It don't have to be with you. So it starts with treating your employees good because your employees can make or break the business. And always remember your customer. Always remember that they do not have to spend their money with you.
That's true. And I would just end it because I know we only have a few minutes. I'm looking at the time. And let me just say one thing. We don't want anyone to ever be poor. Poor means passed over opportunity. Oh my God.
No, you're good.
Okay, passed over opportunity repeatedly. And that's what that stands for. So we got to give each, in the word opportunity is the word unity, which means we have to come together. And then my last final words, I want to say what I want everybody to do is to drink, to steal, to swear, and to lie. So to drink from the everlasting cup every single day of your life, to steal a moment of time to help someone else out that's in worse shape than you're in, to swear to be a better person you were yesterday, and to lie down and thank God every single night. So anyway, thank you for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Great show. I had a great time. Talk to you soon, Gail.
So Mary, reach out to me. I get you a Goldman Sachs stuff and everything. Okay.
So
Okay, thank you.
lastly, before we go, do you like to promote anything that you're working on? Mary, would you like to go first?
I would like for you, if you have not liked the SOS show live with Mary Evans, SOS stands for help. SOS for Share Our Stories is a platform for people of color to share their story raw and uncut. We are 11 months old, over 65,000 followers, and my views is over 3.5 million views. I just was awarded partnership with Facebook and YouTube. So thank you to everyone that supports the SOS show live with Mary Evans.
Thank you so much, Mary, and all the hard work that you're doing for definitely the Pontiac community and beyond. Gail, would you like to promote anything before we hop off?
I don't promote you for putting this on. I want people to come and to definitely be part of your show and to definitely lift you up, like your show, and the same thing on Twitter and everywhere. You said Twitter's not white.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I want to promote you and promote Mary. So no.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Thank you. And see, you know what? Thank you so much. And you see what they did, the Black women promoting other Black women. And we got to kind of release, we really, not kind of, we just really have to do that with each other. Right now is a time that we have to step up and support each other in all of our efforts. And so I really appreciate that, Gail, especially coming from you. Both are pioneers out here in this money movement and economical movement. So thanks so much for all the hard work that you're doing. And I would like to say thanks so much for coming on. And so for next week on the Marnese Live Talk Show, we will continue our Black economic series as we will talk about building your Black financial house. We will talk about the importance of getting your financial house in order, whether that's 401k, stock investments, life insurance, all those type of things. And we will have panelists Edgar Jackson and Lakeith Bradford. So it's next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live on the Marnese Live Talk Show. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and YouTube. And I'm on Twitter. So thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful night.
Thank you. I had a great time. Wonderful.
Thank you all. Bye. Virtual hugs. Okay.
Okay, I'm still here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that was fun. It's sort of cool being a person on the other end.
Yes. I know. I think about that all the time when I'm doing panels. I'm like, it's so different when you're facilitating someone else, but then
You know what I told my husband? I was like, is it hot or am I having a hot flash? I'm nervous. And my family was like, you nervous as much as you talk, you nervous to be on the show? I was like, yes.
Girl, you were not nervous. So don't
Yes, I was nervous.
What?
Oh my goodness, Gail, you guys are funny. Gail, you're hilarious. I was over here like, don't you laugh, don't you bust out laughing. I cannot hold my laughter in.
Like we
actually, Gail and I compliment each other. We might have to talk about hosting a show together. Like I really love doing this with you, Gail.
Yes.
Great. No, thank you. Yeah. No, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, it was. So, okay, we got to talk anyway. So let's make sure we do that. So,
please email me the information that the way you laid the foundation of the board of directors. I was writing that down. I'm like, I got to get that. I'm starting new. I got to make sure I have this person. That's awesome. My girlfriend was texting me. She was like, oh shoot. Now that's a great idea.
It is. I wish I would have looked at this watch party. Girl, my watch party is off the hook.
Oh, you did a watch party? Oh my God.
I did a watch party, yes, for you. We have to do a watch party. Are you serious?
Watch party, really? Okay.
Yes, we did a watch party. They was on there too.
Hey. Blush. Oh. Okay.
That was nice. And I'll leave for now. Okay, yeah, that was good. It was good. Gil, I'll send you an email tomorrow, and I'm going to definitely follow your advice. The Goldman Sachs, I'm all over that.
Yeah, you're gonna do it. I'm telling you, you're gonna do it, or someone get upset.
And I want you to whatever you're doing for Christmas, however I can be involved to try to help you with the kids, and we do something. Let's talk for sure. I'll call you.
Okie
Let
dokie.
me make sure you're still in my phone, Gil. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm still there because
313-618-5705.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Talk to y'all later.
Okay. Bye. Have a good night. Okay. Bye-bye.